Hi, in this video we will cover modifier placement questions. Modifiers, what are they? Modifiers are words or phrases that describe something. Modifier placement refers to the fact that modifiers must appear directly next to the nouns they logically describe. Incorrect sentence would be running for safety, the dragon chased the fleeing townspeople. Correct is running for safety, the townspeople fled from the chasing dragon. Now here, running for safety is a modifier, like it describes what is happening, what the townspeople are doing, right? So what are they doing? They are running for safety. So when the modifier ends and there is a comma, the first word that should appear should be the noun that the modifier is modifying, right? So in the incorrect sentence, the dragon comes directly after the modifier, which is incorrect because the modifier is not modifying the noun dragon, it's modifying the noun townspeople. Hence, after the modifier running for safety, the noun townspeople should come. On your official SAT, you're likely to see 1 to 2 questions that require you to identify and correct modifier placement errors in the underlined portion of sentences. The SAT writing and language test focuses on placement of the following modifiers. Number 1, introductory modifying phrases. And this is something we've just covered. Wagging its tail, Allison was greeted by the puppy. The correct one is wagging its tail, the puppy greeted Allison, because wagging its tail, the modifier is modifying the noun the puppy. So it should come right after the modifier. Number 2, descriptive asides. Incorrect. The actor used makeup, a man in his early 30s, to appear older for the recent role. Correct one. The actor, a man in his early 30s, used makeup to appear older for his recent role. Again, only the actor could logically be described as a man in his early 30s. Descriptive asides bounded by commas or parentheses must be placed next to the noun they logically describe. The idea is the same as we covered in the last one, that is introductory modifying phrases, that the modifier should be right next to the noun that is being modified or being described. Relative clauses. The stadium was renovated in 2015 where the football team plays, right? And the correct one is the stadium where the football team plays was renovated in 2015. Now, the phrase where the football team plays describes the stadium, because when I say the stadium was renovated in 2015, I do not know which stadium are you talking about. But if I read it as such that the stadium where the football team plays, I know, okay, now they are talking about a particular stadium where the football team plays. So this particular phrase where the football team plays is a modifier, which is modifying or describing the noun, the stadium. So it should appear right next to it. Let's read the explanation as well. Only the stadium could logically be described as where the football team plays. Relative clauses, modifiers beginning with who, when, which, where, that must immediately follow the noun they describe. So what are the tips? Number 1, look out for possessive nouns. Modifier placement errors often result when the noun that should be modified is made possessive. For example, spinning furiously, the dancer's poise impressed us all. Right. So the issue here is that the first noun that is coming after the modifier is the dancer's poise, right? Dancer's poise wasn't spinning furiously. The dancer was spinning furiously. So the correct is spinning furiously, the dancer impressed us all with his poise. Let's read the explanation as well. Spinning furiously logically describes the dancer, but if the dancer is made possessive, the description is illogically applied to the poise instead. Number 2, focus on what you can change. So modifier placement errors often show up when you're asked to revise the underlined portion of a sentence. We can only change what's underlined. If the modifier isn't underlined, then move the noun. If the noun isn't underlined, then move the modifier. Let's see a sample question. Having returned from the ocean to the stream where it was born, an adult salmon's life cycle ends when it spawns and dies. Now, the issue with this is that we have a modifier having returned from the ocean to the stream where it was born, right? And after the comma, we should have the noun which the modifier is describing. But the noun that we do have is an adult salmon's life cycle. Now, the modifier is not describing the life cycle, it's describing the adult salmon, right? So we look for the option which gives us the appropriate noun. And that option is option B. An adult salmon spawns and dies, completing a life cycle. In in only option B, a proper noun is followed after a modifier, hence it's correct. So that's how you tackle modifier placement questions, and in the next video we will cover another topic.